Hello everyone and welcome to the Monday Manifest. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Don't worry about the background noise. It's because I'm playing Avowed in the back. I got to like the point of no return and I don't know if I want to start a new game or if I just want to kind of like, I mean technically I can redo all my character skill points and all that. But basically, well, okay. So I beat Avowed. I had some complaints about Avowed about like halfway through, I guess. I was in the Emerald Stair, which is like the second area, so maybe a little bit less than halfway. But the problem really didn't lie with the game. The game has a very specific kind of progression. And the thing is, they do expect you to explore. You can very easily just go from point to point in the main story. Unfortunately, the boss fights will be very hard because things kind of just keep getting stronger as you go through. Like, basically, there's like 4 different levels of item in this game. I think it's refined, exceptional. I don't know, maybe there's something between there. Well, there's like normal, refined, exceptional, legendary. I think there's more than that, but I can't really check it out because I'm not actually at my camp. But basically, like, the enemies also come in those ranks. As you progress through the story, they pretty much go up to the next tier. Like, when I was in the final area, I was fighting... Each of those tiers has, like, 3 ranks within it, basically. So, actually, I could just go to camp and check. Where is camp? Let's go to that one. I'll just have to get to the bench before stuff. But basically, as you advance, like, things just get stronger. Like, I don't think they're scaled by level or anything like that. I think they are literally just a set strength in each area. I could be wrong. Granted, you can also change the difficulty down, which is kind of what I had to do for the final encounter. Okay, yeah. There's common, fine, exceptional, superb, and then legendary. And you pretty much start, because there's like 5 areas total. The 5th area being kind of just the last bit of the game. But basically in each area, you have different ranks of creatures, which is really just what their level is overall. And yeah, it's basically, if you do not keep up with your equipment, like, your biggest thing is getting your equipment up to par so you can take more damage and do more damage, and also working on your skills. And I think one of the other problems is I'm kind of a weird build, because I was like, I want to cast spells, but I don't really like the wands. Like, they were interesting, but not, I mean, they were cool long-range weapons, but they get outclassed pretty easily damage-wise by basically anything else. And by the end of the game, I had gotten a legendary sword that I just used the whole time. So I was kind of a mix of a spellcaster and one-handed melee, which means that I wasn't really super strong in one or the other, and I probably wasn't as high a level as I needed to be to have enough skill points to allocate to, like, be good in any one direction. So that was probably the other point, but I just also was, like, not...
They did try to run a farm in the tusk.
I was also just not prepared for the battle, and I was getting, like, one shot, basically, by this boss, and there were multiple enemies in the encounter, so it ended up being a real shit show, and I died multiple times, and I ended up having to drop it down to story time difficulty, which is like there's like easy, and then there's story time, which is like, this is for babies if you want to just, I shouldn't say it's just for babies. I should say, this is what you should play if you want to fully enjoy the story and really just not give a shit about combat. Because even on easy, I could not, like, beat the thing I was trying to beat. But when I put it on story, it was like, I think I killed it in like a minute. It was ridiculous. And I was like, huh, I don't know how I feel about this. But like I said, that's just mostly me not actually doing and honestly, like I skipped so many side missions and things. I didn't have that many upgrade materials, and my equipment was not great. So it was just a combination of a few things. And I was frustrated, but also I was like, you know what? I probably should have treated this like an adventure game and actually, you know, done exploring and stuff. And so after that, I did bounties and other things, side missions, and the later half of the game, like I had a couple of challenging encounters, but overall, it was really, really fucking easy compared to before. Like, who knew that kind of working on your skills and stuff like that would make things better? Honestly, as you can hear right now, I use a lot of sword play. That's just because my sword is like really goddamn strong. It's almost the maximum level. And so I just tear through things. And if I don't have to use essence, granted, that was the other thing. At that point of the game I was in, I kept running out of like healing potions. And right now I mean, I'm near the end of the game. This is actually before the like point of no return, then, because there is one of those in this game. And I have 81 health potions and 56 essence potions, which essence is just like your magic power in this game. So yeah, it's I had like under 10 health potions at all times, and then I'd end up running out like really quick because I just like would get my ass handed to me by some encounters. But I think the game, you also do start off a bit weak. And there's definitely like encounters and things that are meant for a little bit later on. So, oh, hello, Mr. Outcast. I think that was less about like bad game progression and more just about the fact that I am impatient at times, and I didn't like get all the bounties and do all the things that I could do to because I was having a lot of trouble in the later parts of the Emerald Stair, but I also didn't do like much questing in that area aside from just, like I said, kind of just running through the story. Like gameplay wise, very smooth with both fighting and magic. I feel like there could be more magic in the game, but there's plenty, like as is. It's just certain things, like and obviously there's your major elements: fire, lightning, ice, and then kind of like this dark stuff. And then what the? How did you see me? Oh, there was a skeleton right there. Never mind. But basically, sorry, I was trying to sneak up on some guy, and then he immediately noticed me, and it's because I walked in front of his friend. Oh my god, what was I talking about? Maybe I shouldn't play the game at the same time, but I thought maybe having the background noises of the games while talking to you about the game would be nice too. But yeah, game progresses, like it starts off a little bit slow because obviously you're level like 2 and you have no skills. You're kind of figuring out what you want to do. Magic takes a while because you don't need grimoires to cast magic. But you do need them to learn the magic and eventually be able to cast it yourself without the grimoire. Get out of here. Learned that I hate every kind of priest in this game. You're not allowed to heal your friends. You're only allowed to get hurt. God, this guy's really tough. Oh, he's dead. Never mind. Yeah, so it starts off a bit slow, and I guess that's really when you kind of want to figure out do you want to be a two-handed person? Do you want to be a single-handed person? Do you want to be a shield person? Technically, I used a shield like once at the very end of this game because I got a legendary one, and I was like, well, I might as well try it. I actually don't know how to parry because I never used the shield enough, but I'm sure that's actually a pretty cool mechanic. Pretty much the entirety of my game, I had a book in my left hand, and my right hand was either a sword, a spear, or a gun. That was pretty much it. Like I tried using a wand for a bit, and I even upgraded it a little, but I was like, I just didn't have the feel for it. And other people might like it more. Like it's just like the guns are very strong, but they also are single load, like black powder guns. So there's a bit of time in between each shot. Whereas with a wand, you can just like keep rattling it off unless you're like doing a charge attack. So yeah, there's honestly a little bit, there's stuff for everybody. I never really got into two-hand weapons because like as much damage as they do, I like being able to swing quickly, and my person was never really built to have a lot of stamina, which you do need for each weapon swing. Oh gosh. But like the story, I enjoyed the story. I liked the companions are great. There's some great backstories and stuff. There's some good banter. Whenever you go to your camp, if you just wait around for a few seconds, they'll usually start talking to each other. I probably haven't been through all of it, because every time I went to camp, I usually wanted to upgrade my stuff, and so I'd like run to the bench. So I didn't. Oh, I think I just obliterated the guy. Sorry. So I didn't like start up some of their banter and miss like what they were saying. Like they have personal missions which are great. Like you learn more about them. Like the progression of the game is quite good, and the story of the game I liked. Like it's interesting. It's funny too because apparently I need to play Pillars of Eternity because that's the lore this is based off of, and I'm so glad that there is a button in dialogue where if words show up in blue, you can hit a button to look at the lore, because they do say a lot of words that are very fantasy-y, so you'll read it and you'll be like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And thankfully, you can just pull up the little glossary on the side, and it tells you like, oh, this man just said a curse word, or this is the name of something, or this is a god or goddess. And so that's very helpful, because like I said, I know about the Pillars of Eternity games, and I've heard very good things about them, that I haven't played them myself. So any lore involving those things, it's over my head. But I did learn a lot. There are a lot of books in this game too, like a lot. I didn't read most of them. If they were, I mean, I was streaming the game, and if the book was short enough, I read it out. If it was longer than like a few paragraphs, I was like, okay guys, I'm just gonna skim this and we're gonna move on. And so yeah, so hopefully people aren't too mad when I start putting up the videos and they notice that I'm not absorbing 100% of the Pillars of Eternity lore, because I'm sure there is a lot and I just don't have the brain capacity to learn all that right now. But it's a very interesting game, and it was cool meeting like the different races and all, and helping people out and learning magic and learning some of the vocabulary. It's just a good game. I quite enjoyed it. I guess probably what I'll do is, I was gonna put up like a little poll for it, but I might just, because I've also been working on I've also been working on Clair Obscur, which I'm just about done with. That one's been I've just been recording it. Oh, I'm back at the keep. Yeah, I wanted to be at the keep, didn't I? Did I want to be at the keep? Oh no, this is not the keep. This is, oh, wow. I went really far away from where I wanted to go. Wow, how did I get all the way over there? Anyway, sorry, distractions. But yeah, also it's made by Obsidian, the same people who made Fallout New Vegas and the Outer Worlds, and now there's the Outer Worlds too. I found out from the game Summer Game Fest thing, Xbox Showcase. I don't know, they all run together. One of the game showy thingies, they talked about Outer Worlds 2, which I think is great. I played the Outer Worlds. I loved it. Obsidian does good work. And I was wondering when I was playing this, like, I was like, this feels familiar. But yeah, it's like a weird mix of like the Outer Worlds and also kind of. I mean, people wanted to liken it to Skyrim, but it's, I don't know. It's not quite that open. There's still open areas to walk around in, but you don't feel like you're gonna get lost just running around everywhere. But yeah, it's just very like the attacking is smooth. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of good dialogue, like plenty of ribbing between your companions and all. Like your protagonist is a silent protagonist aside from like your dialogue choices. Like you don't really say anything. I think I was able to choose my voice at the beginning, like, and that's just your like, yeah, like your ha 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 swingy weapons voice, but not really.
Hi, here we have you. Thank you.
Oh, hi. I'd like to trade. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I saved them from, some stuff. Spoilers. Actually, you don't even know who I'm talking about. But, oh, let's see. Oh, God. What was I talking? I was, like, talking about the mechanics and all that. But basically, like, okay, so magic, you can learn magic, but you can only learn magic if you have a skill point and also if you have the correct grimoire. Which you can find them, you find them as you go through the game. But basically there's, I think, 4 different levels of grimoires, like your basic one, your greater ones, and then like you get your unique ones. And they all, like, if you have elemental ones, usually like one will be like some thunder spells, one will be some fire spells, one will be ice spells. And then you have other ones that have high ranking spells of each in them. But as long as you have the book and you have the skill level to use said book, then you can use the magic on the book as long as you have the book open. But once you get the book and if you have a skill point, you can learn the spell and then you can just use the spell whenever you want. But if you use the spell in tandem with having a book with the spell in it, then you use the next rank of spell. And there's 3 ranks of spell. So if you just have the book, that's rank 1. If you give yourself a skill point and you have a book with that skill, then it's 2. And so you can have rank 3 skills without having rank 3, depending on the tomes you're using, which is what I was doing. I was kind of hot swapping between 2. And then I ended up using a tome and a sword and then a 2-handed gun in my last like bits of the game. But it's interesting and it's kind of a good system, you know, so I mean, you still have to work a bit to get those spells, but in the natural progression of the game, you'll usually get like the better tomes that you need to learn the spells. Like I never really had any issues. Like I wasn't able to find any books that had like a tier 3 spell, like in the first couple of areas, but also I wouldn't be able to use those until like level 15 anyway. So it would just, you know, all the really strong stuff is level locked, and generally by the time you get to that level, that's when you'll have whatever item you need to do the thing with. So, yeah. Yeah, I really liked Avowed. The character creation is fairly in-depth. I made a hideous man. Well, depending on how you look at him, he could be hideous or beautiful, really. But I mean, you'll be able to see once I put up the first video. Maybe I'll put that up Tuesday. I might just do the rotation so it's Sea of Stars, Dragon Quest Builders, Avowed, and Claire Obscure like through the week. And then maybe the 5th. I don't know. Like I upload every single day. I don't know if I should. Well, I mean, I feel like it's better to upload every single day, or I could do it like every other day. But I'm sure. I mean, it's not like my following's that huge, but there's plenty of content up there already. But as for new content, I feel like, especially if a video is like about an hour long, like 1 video a day is more than enough because that's a decent amount of time. Sorry, I got off on a little tangent there just about like YouTube in general. But anyway, at the end of the day, Avowed, quite good. I liked it. Like I like the progression of the game and everything. I just if you play, make sure you do some exploration, do extra stuff. Like don't try to just bum rush the story unless you're running it on story mode because you just don't care about the other stuff, because the game will get much harder if you don't level up your equipment, don't like get experience for yourself to get skills. Like if you go through, like, things will just keep getting stronger. They won't stay the same level as you. So you'll start getting your ass beat real bad, like I was, until you do some exploration, like I did, and then you're like, oh, actually, this game is not that bad once you actually are well equipped. Who knew in an RPG you needed better equipment to survive? Yeah, and I like the story. There are a lot of major like decision points in the game that kind of molds the world around you and like change how people react to you and everything like that, or how they react later in the game to certain events. It's pretty great. It's interesting because you don't always get a lot of games that give you that like very heavy choices that really affect dialogue or other like major story plots and stuff like that. Though I did have a couple, they're pretty rough decisions because you'll just be sitting there like, oh man, both of these are not good for someone, but I have to make this choice because I'm the protagonist. And that definitely, that got me a few times because I was like, man, please, can't I just like have somebody else make this decision so it's not my fault this happened. But yeah, so that's it. Avowed, good game, free on Game Pass if you want to try it. I definitely check it out. Like, you can see if it's your thing or not. It's, you know, you've got it's got some kind of like D&D-ish elements, I'd say. I don't even know if you could say it. It's not like you're rolling for anything, but if you have high enough stats, you can open up dialogue choices. Final boss of the game had some dialogue choices that I couldn't unlock, but then I reloaded and drank some coffee and I was smart enough to have some snarky comments and it was great. And yeah, it's just a great game. Like, honestly, I'd recommend it. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy the videos when they come out. Well, except for the ones on the Emerald Stair where I get very unhappy with the fact that I'm super underpowered, even though it's 100% my fault. But at the time, I just felt the indignation of being horribly, horribly underpowered. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out on this Monday Manifest. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I guess next week, I should have finished up Claire Obscure by then, so that'll probably be the topic then. And then, like, I guess we'll just kind of go from there and talk about other shit that's gone on. Oh yeah, you guys have a great one. As always, like, subscribe, everything if you like what you see, and I'll see you next time.